Iannielli, the male to female transgender girl, and I'm quite interested in doing many types of videos. I have a channel that I just am in the process of adding new videos to, and I recently changed the name on my video channel. It was in my male name. I haven't done a legal name change yet. I'm working on it. But the video channel was in my male name of Edward D. Iannielli III, Edward Donald Iannielli III. And now it's simply Emily Iannielli. I have another channel, YouTube. It could be confusing because I have two Emily Iannielli channels, but the one that I just renamed, I had to do it through Google Plus. So now it works from Google Plus to YouTube. They're in sync. The other Emily Iannielli is a stagnant YouTube page, so there's no current videos on it because I had problems. I can't upload new videos. So anyway, I'm trying to think of ideas of various types of videos as a male to female transgender girl. And you know, I'm into fashion. I love clothes. I'm not really a makeup kind of girl. I'm kind of natural in my appearance. For some reason, I never really gravitated to makeup. I think it would be cool to do makeup, but I'm not really that much of a person to go to learn about makeup, and I don't even do it myself, so I really can't share any real experiences with makeup. But I do like the idea of using eyeliner, mascara, foundation, I guess a little bit of rouge and blush, and the different colors that you blend into the skin. I am very into the skin lotions for softer skin. I am very into having clear skin, and obviously as a male to female transgender girl, we have the disadvantage of facial hair. So I did electrolysis, and I'm still doing electrolysis to remove the facial hair, and I am doing my hormone replacement therapy. However, the hormone replacement therapy doesn't stop the facial hair growth. You actually have to do electrolysis or laser hair removal, and I chose to do electrolysis because I heard more positive reviews about electrolysis, even though it's much more expensive and it's also a longer duration. But I found a very good electrologist who I'm very happy with, and we've become good friends also. But you know, I sit in this chair usually now when I do my videos. There was a time when I used to do videos in front of my mirror holding the camera up, but that wasn't really a good technique because I would usually shake the camera, not intentionally, but it's very hard to hold the camera. Now I have to try to figure out if I don't want to bore people with my videos, because generally I go the length of the duration of my camera unless the battery gets exhausted. But typically the length, the maximum length of the video with my specific camera is 29 minutes. So you'll see a lot of my YouTube videos go till the 29-minute time max, and it's not intentional, but it does get cut off, and I don't have any continuity with that video because I don't generally do an addition to it. So I apologize if it gets cut off and I'm in the middle of saying something and it doesn't go further than that. But, you know, I can't help that. You know, that's something that I have no control over. But I find that doing videos is important, and I also enjoy doing videos. And, you know, I think it's fun for me because I knew the pain of living a sheltered life and not having anybody to talk to. And I go to a therapist and I go to a psychiatrist and I talk out my issues. And to me, this is like therapy also, because it allows me to talk and to share my views and kind of share a part of me to others. You know, I don't know who's watching my videos, to be honest with you. And I've checked statistics on my videos, and, you know, it seems like some people only watch it for a second, if that at all. So not many people are actually watching my videos. So I'm sorry if my videos bore you. That's not my intention. I try to do these videos with sincerity in my heart and to express what it's like for me as a male to female transgender woman going through transition. I've learned quite a lot from other transgender girls who shared their experiences, and I just want to do that too. You know, I have a story to tell, and I think it's important. And, you know, I hope that there are people out there that can learn from my experiences. I speak the truth, and I know I'm not the most I don't have all the answers to what a transgender woman goes through, but I know what I go through, and I'm a transgender woman. And, you know, I struggle. I have depression. I've had bouts with suicide ideation. I've wound up in the hospital many times. I have a son that I worry about. I have bills that I have trouble paying. I have a mortgage that I have the bank constantly calling me and harassing me, which led me to the hospital several times. I've had police come and take me to the hospital. So, you know, it hasn't all been fun and games transitioning. I've lost my job when I came out. I took on a job that I was promised that it would be a career path for me, and they welcomed me coming into the job as a transgender woman, transitioning on the job. And I was only there 7 months, and then they let me go. So I've had some heartaches, and my financial problems resulted from the layoff, and I haven't had a job since. And I had called it, because I'm a CPA, I'm an accountant, and unfortunately I don't have the contacts to go out on my own and develop a large practice that will suffice in paying my mortgage. I wouldn't make near enough to cover my mortgage. But I called up, actually it was Robert Half, a well-known international recruiting CPA. They work with companies and CPA firms, and they place professional accountants in professional career opportunities. And I called and I said, what's your policy with regard to transgender individuals? And I spoke to a woman, and she said, well, we have no policies. And I was just stunned by that when I heard it, that this huge professional recruiting firm has no policies in place for transgender people. Now, I don't know if that's the case. I hadn't done any further research on the internet to verify that. But, I was quite stunned. And then I made a call to a regional Robert Half office near where I live in Long Island, and I asked to speak to, I guess, the manager who would be the one who would work with me, and I left several messages, and I never got a call back. And I remember talking to one recruiter working with another recruiting firm. I told them that I was male to female transgender, and they said, well, if you want to work with us, you have to put on a suit and tie. And I just hung up the phone and I said, fuck you. I said, who the hell's going to tell me how to dress and live my life? I lived that way all throughout, and I don't want to live like that anymore. I don't want to live in pain and suffering. I want to be my true self. So I'm not going to have people dictate how I should present and dress. I'm transgender and I'm proud of it, and I'm not going to let people tell me how I should live my life. But I'm going off on a rant, and that wasn't the objective of my video here. I think what I'm trying to do is I want to do videos on a fairly consistent basis with the intention of doing worthwhile videos that will give people some entertainment value in watching my videos. If you watch my videos, basically I just talk non-stop. It's continuity of discussion, and it really just comes to me when I'm talking. It's not anything that I prepare especially for. I don't know if that helps with my presentation or not, but that's just the way I've been. I'm a blogger also, and it's the same kind of situation. When I write, if I'm inspired, I just write, and it just comes to me. It's not like something that I pre-planned. The only thing that's pre-planned, possibly, is the specific topic that I discuss in either the video format or the writing format of the blog. But aside from that, it's generally, I'm winging it, basically. I'm just talking with spontaneity, and I think that's a very important quality. And I think it's also important, I consider myself pretty autistic, and I have a good imagination, and I appreciate a lot of things like music and art. I love fashion. I also love to watch movies, so I'm a couch potato also. But and I can sit at the computer and listen to classical music, or I can listen to rock, or I could watch YouTube videos all day. Once I started watching transitional videos of male to female, that was it. I just got swept into it. And it kind of helped me in many ways. And it gave me confidence in realizing that I could do this too, because I knew in my heart that I was a female. So I said, if these girls are doing it, why can't I? And, when I hit that area where I knew I couldn't go on anymore in my birth sex, I knew I had to take action, and I needed something to gauge my desire to come out. I didn't really know how to do it, and I watched videos on girls, transgender girls specifically, who discussed their experiences in coming out and what they went through, and I thought it was very interesting. And then I got swept into the transition videos where they do timelines, and I found them very fascinating and very enjoyable too. And I'm usually caught up in the videos that I watch them complete. You know, I'm disappointed that people don't watch my videos complete. But I guess I don't have the same pizzazz that these transgender girls have. Plus, these girls are beautiful. I mean, they just look so feminine. And not only that they look so feminine, but they speak very feminine. They have a very feminine voice. And it just frustrates me that I'm this transgender woman and I'm starting to feel better about my presentation, yet I still have a male voice. So that is my big pet peeve, is that I have a male voice, but I'm trying to pass and live and be presenting as a very feminine woman. Now I have seen other transgender girls that started out with male voices and progressed to remarkable change in their voice. And I've seen videos where there were transgender girls who were very articulate and very feminine in their speaking voice, who, in order to give us a comparison, went back to what they used to sound like. And it was really interesting and very funny. And I started to really enjoy watching those kind of videos. And I thought it was highly entertaining. And a lot of these transgender girls are very interesting to watch. And they have a good sense of humor. You know, I think that's important. I think that we are so caught up in the seriousness of the actual physical transition, in our case from male to female, that we lose sight of the actual beauty of the process of transitioning from male to female. And you have to have an element of humor also in looking at that process of transitioning, you know. And there's something really amazing about how a very hairy, masculine-looking guy before can look like a very dainty and elegant and very feminine woman. It just blows my mind. And I've seen that. And it just is so wonderful. And it just gives me such inspiration when I see that. And I want to do that myself. And it gives me the incentive to take photographs. And I post them on my Facebook page. I've gotten into trouble because I go crazy with posting. And I start posting them on other transgender Facebook pages. And I've gotten moderators telling me, hey, slow down. So I'm going to take the approach now that I'm only going to post on my page and any page that I create. I'm not going to post on other pages because I just don't want to deal with that anymore. Plus, I'm also getting hit on, which I don't really like. You know, I'm very clean with my pictures, and I don't want to do anything that will get me into trouble. And I'm just a transgender girl who just wants to go about her transition, and I want to document it. And you know, I wanted to share it with people. There is one friend that I do post my pictures and my videos to, and I hope she doesn't mind. But I drew a lot of inspiration from her, and her name is Lucille Sorella, and she's amazing, and she does such great work for the male to female transgender community. I mean, she's a cisgendered woman who has her heart involved in helping transgender women, because she realizes that they are a community, and she wants to help them develop confidence, to develop self-esteem. She gives them tips on how to present themselves, how to dress, how to speak more eloquently. She's just amazing. And I've visited her website, and I've bought some of her meditation downloads, where she offers soothing speech that helps you to develop a feminine mind. It allows you to break the barriers from the male-dominated origins that we male to female transgender women had to live with. And it allows us to break free of that and to openly accept our female gender and to embrace it and embrace our femininity. So I really love Lucille Sorella, and anytime I can share my own personal experiences, and she seems to allow me to, I just hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries with her. But I do love the woman. She's a remarkable woman, and she's helped me tremendously and gave me such confidence in my own coming out and my transition from male to female. So I don't know, if I didn't have her as part of my transition, I certainly wouldn't be here right now. So Lucille Sorella, if you happen to watch this video, I just want to tell you thank you very much for all that you do for us transgender women. And I just love you from the bottom of my heart. And I think you're a beautiful, creative, and a very amazing woman who has the heart of gold. And you truly touch us and give us hope. And I just want to say thank you for that. Certainly you've given me a lot of hope, and you've given me self-confidence. You've helped me with my self-esteem. You know, I go out and I present and I walk with my head up high, as you provide in advice and tips that you give, and I am treated just like a female. And you know, it makes me feel good, and it helps in my development, in my transition. So I think you're awesome, and I love you, and I thank you for that. So transitioning isn't the easiest thing. From male to female, you really have to have a lot of discipline. You have to have your heart in it. There are a lot of transgender people that don't go through transition, because they're afraid to. And I was in that category at one point. And then something happened that just gave me the push to go for it. And I wasn't afraid anymore, because I knew in my heart I was doing the right thing. I had reservations. I have a 16-year-old son. At the time I transitioned, he was 13 going on 14, so he's at the cusp of puberty. And here his dad is now transitioning from male to female. And my son is autistic, so I had lots of reservations, and I felt very emotional about it. And I just did not want to have it affect my son psychologically. But I took the measures necessary to speak to him, to share my thoughts and feelings about it. And we had the benefit of counseling. We had family therapy sessions where we let Maddie, my son, talk his feelings out. And then I got to share my feelings, and my wife. And I think that was very helpful. And then Maddie goes to a special school where they also are there for him. They're aware of the situation. And they will allow Maddie to express himself and share his thoughts and feelings. And I'm very open with the school about it. You know, I last went up there and I was dressed like this, and there was no problem. They're very open-minded, and Maddie was fine. And I just think that I feel like I'm in a better place. You know, things aren't perfect. I mean, I have been in the hospital many times for depression, and also because of my financial struggle. But as far as my transition is going, I'm pretty happy. I'm happy. I'm pleased with my medical doctor at Callenwood. I'm pleased with the hormone regimen that Dr. Juliet Widoff prescribed to me. I'm pleased with the electrolysis treatments. I'm pleased with the way my hair is growing out and the styling of it. I'm pleased with the way I look when I dress. You know, I'm a little on the chunky side, which kind of upsets me. I'm a fat girl. I don't want to really be fat. And I did realize that there is a possibility that you'll gain weight when you go on hormone replacement therapy. So I've gone from 130 pounds to 160 pounds. So that kind of is a little bit disheartening, but you know, I have to figure out how I can lose the weight. But I've been complimented by people. They think I look fine. I don't know. I look at myself. I just want to be happy. I'm not the type of transgender girl who's very weight conscious.